are watching the news at 5. I'm Michael Holden.
And hi there, I'm Courtney Friel, and tonight for Sheriff Calvin, we are following breaking news. A brush fire is burning in Piru near Castaic.
Gil Avis overhead in Sky 5. Gil.
Micah and Court, you're looking at Lake Piru here, where the fire started just to the southeast of the lake itself. As I pan over, we are hearing now that the acreage burned here is now 1,051 acres and growing. As I show you the plume of smoke that's rising up in the sky. We did have a wind shift a little while ago, pushing the fire away from the Val Verde area, but towards the Hasley Canyon area. As I zoom in to the heart of the fire, you see some of the active flame that's burning out of control in some rugged hills up here just to the east of Piru. I can tell you that 150 firefighters have been assigned to this fire, battling it right now on the ground. There are 11 tankers and 7 water-dropping helicopters assigned to this firefight. As I come out to the east, you'll see some of the neighborhoods out there that are impacted with the fire and the smoke. I can tell you there's evacuation orders and warnings in those areas for Hasley Canyon and for Val Verde, as well as the Piru area. I can tell you that though the Piru community is not threatened at this point, but again, a lot of activity on the ground and in the air. All those tankers doing their job, dropping some of the fire retardant on the western flank of the fire. I'm going to try to spin around. We're right over the heart of the fire right now, but you can see some of those fire retardant lines that have been dropped on the fire. The fire has moved beyond this sense, but the fire crews in the water dropping helicopters drawing water from Lake Piru and going right to the fire very close by and hitting those hot spots. There was a home that was threatened in this area here. As I zoom in, you'll see that the fire burned right up to it. This was around 3:30, burned right up to that barn and then the home down below. Fortunately, there were some Ventura County firefighters there that were doing structure protection and saved those properties. So at this point, I can tell you that the structure there is saved, and others, though, the fire is approaching it at this point. But again, as I spin the camera around, you see the distance the fire has traveled. Near a shooting range off of a Holzer Canyon. It looked like that was the source or the point of origin of the fire. I'm showing you that right now as I zoom into that area. It looked like that's where the fire started and then just raced up the canyon here. But again, fire moving to the northeast and that smoke drifting off over the Castaic area. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
We'll check back in with you shortly, Gil. Thanks so much for those images from up in the air. Let's get down to the ground for the conditions there.
KTLA's Rachel Medetoff live from Hasley Canyon in Castaic with what she's seeing there. Rachel.
Micah, Court, yes, this is an evacuation warning area, and we've been talking to people in this neighborhood to the right of us. They are no strangers to brush fires and wildfires. They lived through the Castaic wildfire about 6 months ago, and they say they know when it's time to leave the area. Now, I want to show you some of the conditions around here. You can see this kind of hue of red smoke here behind us. If you keep driving up Hasley Canyon Road, you eventually get to Lake Piru. The concern for many people over here is the wildlife. A lot of horse properties, a lot of farms, and very rural areas as you keep driving up this road. And so people will have to evacuate their animals, their horses, and that's certainly no easy feat. I want to go now to live Sky 5 aerials. Firefighters have been